What up? What up? What up? What up? We are back on another episode of KFL tonight, Kayak Fishing League tonight. I'm gonna say it like Trevor Scales, back like I never left. You heard me. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Everybody having a good time? Man, I am. I can tell you, I'm having a good time. I hit the water for a little bit earlier today. Caught about 90 and a half inches in about 4.5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours. Talked a little trash to Matt Linzeman. Came home, watched a little TV, poured myself in a glass of wine. Yeah, I'm going refined with it tonight. Put the pinky up. You know, we keep it straight. We keep it 100 here on KFL. Anyway, we're gonna talk about one thing real quick. So we were on last night and we're on tonight. So we're going to come up with a solidified schedule. But right now, I'm just trying to get the introductions to all the teams in, all the KFL teams, get a conversation with them, get you guys to meet them, and keep the ball rolling. But once we get further into this, I think the season's it's 26, 2 weeks away maybe at most. Once we get everybody introduced, we get through all the teams. We'll just start getting on a regular schedule on a certain day, certain time each week. What up, John Fox? Let's talk about the people we got on right now. John Fox says, "What's up?" James Quinn is like, "What's good?" Toddy P is back. Of course, Toddy P is here. But yeah, for tonight's show, man, I'm excited, man. We're gonna have a conversation with the Southeast Texas Rough Riders. Kind of like that name, you know what I'm saying? I feel like their theme song needs to be Rough Riders from DMX, but that's just me. I don't know. You tell me if you agree. If you don't agree, I don't know. Give me a better theme song. Somebody in the comments tell me what would be a good theme song for you. But Texas, man, Texas, one of the states, well, arguably the state that produces the biggest fish. So I'm excited to get them on. Talk a little bit of fishing, talk about their team, talk about just life, kayak fishing, life, the league, the excitement, what they plan on doing to the other Texas team. We'll just call them the other Texas team. Scott Robertson said their theme song should be the Barney theme songs. You know what, Scott, you should phone in, man, and give us a rendition of it. I don't know if everybody remembers it. We're all pretty old around here. But anyway, we're going to get into it. I'm going to bring their coach / owner on. I'm pretty sure all of you know who she is, Miss Lisa Washington. Let's get her on now. What's going on, Lisa? How you doing?
Hi, nothing much.
Nothing much, huh?
Nope.
No? You excited? You ready for the league to start? Ready for the season to start?
Oh, I'm so ready for the season to start.
Yeah? Yeah, I am too. It feels like it's taken forever to get here, right?
Oh, yeah. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's still not here. So
still not here, but it's vastly approaching. And who's you guys' first matchup?
Who are they?
Yeah, who's your first matchup?
The Louisiana Light Winds.
Oh, Louisiana. Louisiana is good. Is it a home game or away game?
It's a home game for us.
Oh, home game for you guys? Nice, yeah. Nice. Y'all already started practicing and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're already pulling out the big girls?
I'm not fishing the first matchup because I'm doing the qualifier, so I don't know.
Oh, is it the same day as the –
Huh?
Is it the same day as the qualifier?
Well, it's the second round of the qualifier. Okay.
So you're already like, I'm gonna make it through the first round, so I'll be there for the second round. So
absolutely,
I love the confidence. I love it. This is Miss Lisa Washington, people, owner coach of the Southeast Texas Rough Riders. So Lisa, tell me, who came up with the name? Was it you?
Doc Acosta, because he was originally the captain, and then he bowed out, and I took over.
Okay. I like the name. I really like the name, the Southeast Texas Rough Riders. I like that name. It's pretty good.
I like it a lot too.
So that means you guys gonna have to be good at talking trash with a name like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I expect when we show up at the ramp, team versus team. Our 4 is there, your 4 is there. I just want to hear nothing but smack talk from the Rough Riders.
Oh, we're really good at that. So
that's what's up. So for those people who don't know much about Lisa Washington, won't you give us introduce yourself to these people, to the folks, the listening crew?
Well, this is Zoe. She likes to be in every broadcast I do. So
Zoe's beautiful. She a lab?
She's a lab mix. Yeah. I don't know. She was dumped, so I rescued her, and she's a sweet little girl, but she's very needy.
What's up, Zoe?
Say hi. She's like, I just want kisses.
She's fixated on you.
Oh yeah. But I started fishing young. I always went with my dad fishing, but it was all live bait and just, throwing it in the tank and sitting and waiting and not really targeting anything. But when I met Scott Robertson 4 years ago, he took me, 3.5, bass fishing for the first time. And I absolutely loved it. So I've been doing that ever since. I got in my first tournament about 3 years ago in June. So ever since then, I've been hooked. So nobody wants to see down your throat.
What lake was your first tournament on?
On Lake Bastrop.
Lake Bastrop. I don't think I've heard of that one. Did you have a good turnout?
No.
No?
No. It wasn't good. I ended up borrowing somebody else's kayak because I felt that I needed a bigger kayak. And don't ever do that. Don't ever fish a tournament in a new kayak because it just did not go well. I couldn't maneuver it, and I really just couldn't move around the lake was the big deal. So.
Got you. What do you fish out of now?
Well, I have 3 kayaks. My main tournament fishing kayak is the Native Propel 12, which is amazing, very stable. And then I have an Old Town Topwater 106, and it has a trolling motor on it. And then I have a little sit-in Pelican for river runs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. What kind of trolling motor you got on that thing?
Oh God, what's it called? I don't know. It's not a name brand one by any means. It's I forget. I don't know. But
Newport Vessels?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's Newport Vessels actually name brand now. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets the job done. So
yeah. I think Newport Vessel actually came out with the competition to the Torqeedo. Somebody in the comments let me know if I'm right or wrong, but the new electric motor for kayaks is I'm pretty sure it's Newport Vessel. And yeah, Scott Robertson just let me it's Newport Vessel. So it's literally.
He's the one that got it for me for Christmas. So.
Oh, is he? Oh, thank you, Scott. Yeah, it's actually like it looks exactly like the Torqeedo, except the colors are different. But it doesn't come with the battery. But everything that I've heard about it is that it's actually a pretty solid motor, and it's a lot less. I think this whole setup is like $700 or something, $800 to get it.
Well, I don't have that one.
Maybe you should look into it because like $700, and then you still have to get a battery. I wouldn't go any smaller than an 80 amp, but I'm new to the whole trolling motor gang, so. We'll see.
Mine's 80-ish. I'm not real sure because it's a deep cell battery, so their amp hours on there are weird, and I don't know what they mean. But
so you got a deep cell battery, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, you're pretty light. Do you carry a lot of gear in your kayak?
I've added more and more, which is why I went for the bigger kayak for tournament fishing. So I went from carrying 4 or 5 rods to I have, I think, 8 now. So
yeah, I like it. I think it's true of most of us kayak anglers, period, is maybe you start off at a point to where you don't take much out there with you, and then you just start adding and adding and adding, and the next thing you know, you're going out with 10 rods, 5 plain old boxes. You got plastics in the bow, plastics in the stern. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know.
No, I have like 4 bags that I carry plastics in. I need to figure out a better way to carry them, just because they're all over the place. But I try to separate them in things that I use all the time and things that I might use. So, but I think my best times that I fish are when I take my little kayak and I have 2 rods and maybe a box and a bag of worms.
Okay. Well, I like it. I take 2 I have 2 of the KVD, or maybe it's KVD or is it Strike King? I can't remember. But the speed bags that hold 40 bags of plastics each. One's for my my creature baits, and the other one's for like my worms, my my swim baits, everything else other than my creature baits or my jig trailers. Because I mean, if you know me, I love jigs. So.
And where do you put that on your kayak?
So I keep 1 bag up forward, just aft of I have an SS127, so just aft of the bow hatch, and then I keep 1 bag behind my seat.
Okay.
My kayak is super heavy.
Mine is too. I think it's 183.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
And that's not really
I'm pretty sure mine is right around 200 pounds without me in it. It's just. With so much, I have so much stuff, so much stuff, overkill, I think. But I see we got a couple of the teammates ready in the background to bring on. So how long ago did you get into kayak bass fishing or kayak fishing in general?
So it was like 3 years ago. So I guess 2017, June of 2017 was my first tournament. And I didn't do many of the first year. I did some monthlies and stuff. And then I started with KBBT in September of last year with the Texas qualifier, and then I love the format. So,
That's a rough qualifier, that Texas one.
Yeah, but I made it through the first round. I got lucky, so
No, it ain't luck. It's all skill, girl. You better claim it.
Yeah, but then I went up against Doc the second round, and he knocked me out. So, but I only had to pass the first round to get into the national.
Well, when we bring Doc on, we're going to let him know that's not very manly of him to do that to a nice young lady. All right. So we're going to bring on a couple of your teammates right now. We got Mr. Caleb Helbig. What's up, Caleb?
How's it going?
Oh, he got our jersey on.
Yeah.
I had to run out to my truck and get it. That's why I forgot I brought it.
Hey, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what's the first team everybody comes on has their jersey on.
I thought about putting mine on, and then I decided not to.
I thought it was going to be the Rough Riders, but let me down. You let me down, Lisa. You let me down. Let's see if the other team members can get it. I'm giving them time, right? I'm giving them a little time in the background to get it on. Doc's like, nah, I'm okay. We got Mr. Doc Acosta. What's going on, Doc?
Like that. How you doing, bro? What's up?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm good, dude.
I'm glad we got the audio issue fixed before we brought you on.
Yeah, me too. I always have problems with it. I'm not very tech savvy.
Hey, man, I'm not very tech savvy either. I have to talk to my kids all the time to come help me with stuff.
Exactly.
It's funny because my son's always like, but you're in the Navy and you deal with like some of the most technologically advanced stuff. And I'm like, but it's like war killing stuff, man. I understand that stuff. I don't understand Instagram and all these GIFs and stuff. I'm sorry. What's this thing? Oh, it's emoji? Okay, cool.
There you go. That's what I tell people. If you get torn to shreds, I can put you back together and keep you alive. I was a medic.
Oh, were you?
I could do all those minor surgeries and everything like that. I can't run a computer for the life of me.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing. My doc on my first boat, hopefully he's not watching, but he was terrible. I had an injury and my finger got pretty much cut off with the exception of the bone. So the meat was hanging off my finger, just hanging back, and he had to stitch it back on me, and the stitches were so terrible. And he's like, I'm gonna numb it right here. You shouldn't feel anything. And I felt everything. He's like, can you feel that? I'm like, yes. He's like, well, too bad. We're gonna keep going. But anyway, it looks like we lost Rolando. Oh, well, we're gonna bring Adam on. What's up, Adam? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How's it going?
You looking pretty cool in those shades, man. I like them.
Hey,
Yeah.
cool man.
They help cut through the water, that's for sure.
Yeah. What size are they? Do they fit me? Can I have them?
I don't know.
I'm joking.
Between these and the fantails, I have a set for every single kind of water I go to. So
Okay. Hey, Caleb, can you show us the jersey, man? Stand up and be our model for the jersey.
Man, y'all want to
Yeah.
see me in the jersey.
Yeah. There you go. That's what you get.
Let me put it back in here. I don't know how you can see, but it's got the logo, got our sponsors down at the bottom, Outdoor Alpha, 43 Realty.
Nice.
Got the text on the sleeves, American flag, Texas flag.
Y'all all hooked up with the
I don't even know
sponsors
what
and everything.
I don't even know what we got on the back. But
Name and I think our sponsors again.
Caleb's like, I don't even know what's on the back. It's some back there. Maybe my name.
I can't see back there. I'm going forward. Man. Somebody else can look at that.
I'm paying attention to where I'm casting, not what's behind me. Got you. So Adam, I want to start with you because I feel like a lot of our crew that follow KFL and pay attention to KFL came from the KBBT side, and they've heard a little bit about Caleb and they've heard a little bit about Doc, but I myself would like to meet Mr. Adam. How do you say your last name? Eastlack?
Yeah, you got it.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
Both of them. Don't matter.
Both of them? That's what I'm talking about. That's the
I've
name.
heard a
Like, man.
lot of different things over the years, and I just answered all of them now.
I got you. Oh wait, I'm gonna bring Kyle on as well. He's ready. Orlando decided to bounce. What's up, Mr. Schroeder?
Not much. How's it going?
Man, it's going good. How you doing?
Going pretty good.
I like those shades too. I told Adam I like his shades. I asked him what size are they. What size are your shades?
I didn't have the shades on until you said that.
Oh, yeah. You guys are not nice. All right. I guess that's why you guys are the Rough Riders and gals. I apologize. So we got like everybody except for Mr. Rolando, who was on, but I think he had to go powder his nose or something. I'm not sure.
He's down there. He's
I don't
back.
see him.
He's all the way down.
You know what? Maybe if I extend this a little bit, I can see him.
Oh, they all got shades. Hey, I gotta put mine on.
Everybody's got shades, huh?
Not me.
Put mine.
All right, we're gonna bring on the rest of the team. We got Mr. Rolando Nandon.
What's going on, guys?
Have shades on.
What's up, bro?
I ran inside to grab my jersey and it disconnected me.
Oh,
Did you get your shades?
All right, so we got the entire squad on, it seems.
Oh shoot! I got to put the shades on too.
You're missing VR.
I got to fit in here. Look at that.
Oh, there's Carlos.
So Doc, you're the only one who's missing the shades, bro. What's going on?
Man,
Damn it, Doc.
peer pressure. Hold on.
Peer pressure.
I'm at 1%, so I may like get knocked off here in a little bit.
My Nike glasses on. I can
Who's that
see,
1%?
I just got off the water. What's up?
Oh, did you catch him pretty good?
Yeah, I did all right.
Okay.
Caught
So-
a good limit.
My first question to the entire team really is who contacted who? How do we come to the conclusion of, hey, let's create a team for Southeast Texas?
well, Doc
I
had.
want to say it was Doc.
Yeah, it was
So
brought
Doc,
to my,
how'd that happen, Doc?
well, Rolando and I have known each other for a while. I followed Rolando even before when I first got into kayak bass fishing. You know, his name is big in our area, so I kind of
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Farm to Market Road, 1280.
somebody's traveling somewhere.
Sorry, I'm on some back roads. I'm sorry.
I know where. And I finally got a chance to meet him a couple times at events where he continued to kick my ass. Kick my butt.
Dude, don't worry about it. We're not censored.
Right. Kyle and I have known each other for a while. I had the pleasure of meeting him through a friend of mine who I served with, and we met a couple times in Lake Joe. And then the whole league thing, I've been fishing for KBBT, a couple of events, and the KFL was coming up, and I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. And then Rolando and I just kind of mentioned it one time. Carlos was in, and we just kind of kept rolling from there. And everybody just like, well, do you know anybody that would want to be on a team? And we started throwing names around. We contact them, and what we were doing is we're getting like hard yeses because there's a lot of solid anglers out here. I'm in Central Texas, out by Fort Hood, but we live anywhere from close to San Antonio to here the Fort Hood area and all around us. But in this area, if you look between, let's just say, Waco and San Antonio, there are some solid big time kayaking out here that put up some big numbers and a lot of different tournaments. And so we kind of just went through the names of the people we know and just kind of formed this team. And it's funny because, like Lisa said, I kind of was the captain in the beginning, and then life happened. So, but we just kind of molded. It was funny because we all had the same ideas for the team, kind of all had the same wants for the team, and it just everybody that was there started blending. And then as things started happening, more and more things started getting more serious. So we started bringing on these hammers like Adam and Caleb. JR's not here, but we just put together a solid team, and I couldn't think of a better individual to take over this than Lisa. I mean, she spends more. I can say spend more time on the water than any of us. I mean, she is constantly on the water. Dedicated.
Yeah, that's the way to get better. Time on the water is the only way to do it, in my opinion.
And she's aggressive when it comes to fishing. She's open-minded, willing to learn. So I was the guys, and I said, I think this would be the best move for our team. If, we want to keep it together and keep it moving forward. Everybody, agreed 100%, and that's what I brought her, and she accepted to kick rocks. So, and it's just been.
I regret it every day.
So I'm gonna let you guys in on some of these comments we got here. Mr. Bradley Kennan, he wants you guys to know he's never heard of any of you. Like, who are you? He doesn't know who you guys are.
That's a lie.
Who said that?
Bradley Kennan was like, he doesn't know. He was like, who are these guys?
You said Trevor Kennan?
Say again, Carlos?
You said Trevor Kennan? Because I never heard of Bradley Kennan either.
What's his name again?
Some guy named BK, Burger King, something like that. I'm not sure.
But in any sport, isn't it embarrassing when you get your booty kicked by an unknown?
So here's my thing. Everybody's an unknown at some point. So, Michael Jordan was an unknown at one point, and then he hit the shot of all shots in college, and then he wasn't unknown anymore. Mr. Cliff Allen. Mr. Cliff Allen wants you guys to know it's going to be tough for you guys to compete with the Bandits. Did you see any fear in their eyes just then, Cliff? None. Not a one of them flinched. Look at Rolando. Rolando's like, nah.
I know everything like that, but I mean, you got Adam, who is constantly just crushing tournaments. You got Rolando, who's out there, whose name, I mean, if you kayak fish, you know his name. Caleb's been crushing tournaments all season long. I know they're just playing about not knowing who these guys are, but I mean, you cannot deny we got some hammers in our team. I think the reason they pick on us so much is they're honestly afraid to go against us.
So I'm gonna take a second because I don't know much about Mr. Adam Eslack or Eslack, or he says he doesn't care how you pronounce it. So Adam E. Won't you tell the world a little bit about Adam E?
Well, I started kayak fishing a long time ago, back when I just had a little sit on top before I went to college, and it was more of just a river thing. Then I went and fished for Texas Tech, and that's when I really started getting into tournaments. made it to a few national championships, never placed in them, but I was able to at least make it to them, so that was nice. And then when I came back to San Antonio, I had a couple buddies that worked at ACK that were like, hey, you need to get in on this kayak fishing cats, and started doing that and pretty much never looked back.
Okay, what do you fish out of?
I have a Pro Angler 14.
Oh, you're a Hobie guy, huh?
Yeah, well, I ended up working at ACK, and I tried a bunch of kayaks. I liked a bunch of kayaks, but the way I have my kayak set up, I wouldn't fish out of anything else just because everything I have in there is set up perfect.
Make sure you let ACK know they haven't responded to my email that I sent them 3 years ago. All right, I'm still waiting back on my response.
Sounds like ACK.
Jesus.
So,
all right. So you fish out of a PA 14, PA 12?
14.
14. You're a power fishing guy, finesse fishing guy, or you don't want to be put in a box? You're a fishing guy.
I'm just a fishing guy. I'll catch them 50 foot on the bottom on a drop shot, and I'll go flip grass in 3 to 4 foot.
All right. Yep. Hey, Doc. Rodney Kennan wants to know if you're actually a real doctor.
No.
So it's the doc like
Yeah. So in the Army, there's a period there where you're just you're just a medic. You get assigned to a unit, and a platoon the medic. And until that day comes where you do something that earns their respect and trust, until that day, they'll start calling you doc. And until that, they're kind of suspect about you. So I was lucky enough to, before we deployed, I was lucky enough to do a couple things where they said, you know what, this guy's gonna be all right out there, and they started calling me doc. So I hold that name, really close to my heart because I keep in contact with a lot of my guys still, and I answer the doc more than anything else.
That's funny. That's what's up, man. I got a really good friend of mine. We gave him his nickname when we were all pretty brand new in the Navy. We nicknamed him Life. And the reason being is because we were all like 18 or 19 and he was like 31. So he had a lot of life lessons.
Well, we got quite a few veterans on this team. So, it's just, I think it's one of the reasons why we kind of all molded in together. We all have that sense of humor.
Speaking of your veterans, let's let Mr. Rolando Nandon have the mic for a second. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm loving the fact that you went and put your jersey on. I like it.
Yeah, man. You were like giving you a little bit of time, so I ran in there and grabbed it. So I gotta show the support, right? But as far as for me, man, I've been fishing my entire life, but I actually didn't get into the tournament scene for kayaks till like 2017. And if there's anybody that has more experience on this team, it's probably Adam. Adam probably has the most experience as far as tournament fishing than any of us. And when I came onto the scene doing cats and jumping in those tournaments, man, I thought I could fish, man, and it was humbling to get into these tournaments and watch these guys pull 100 inches pretty much out of any lake they went to. And I was like, geez, I don't know much about fishing like I thought I did.
Well, big thing, not to cut you off, but the big thing about that, and I think when we get into kayak fishing, all of us as anglers, we realize kayak fishing is so different from boat fishing. Like, like when you're fishing from a glitter boat, you can move if they're not biting in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go fishing, we have to actually break down that area.
Right. Exactly. I learned how to do that here recently a lot better than I did like a year ago. And I really haven't gone these guys give me a lot of props for my names and stuff, but I really haven't done as much as some of these other guys have. And I've been trying to get my name out there. I jumped into the Bassmasters last year and then this year. And, I just try to go against those guys that do it for pretty much a living, run around the country and just jumping into tournaments. And I try to put myself in positions to try to get that exposure. It's just kind of hard because I work a full-time job. So I sometimes don't get to pre-fish, and I just kind of go with what I got to do, map studying and things like that, and just go in. but I've had some success here locally doing it. But there's some guys. I mean, every state and every group, every team that we talk to, they all, we all say, all the anglers that are around us, how many good ones there are that you don't hear about, and for sure. But there truly are, like, there's only a handful of people that can really get in there and just shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really have to put a lot of effort into things like a lot of other guys do. I'll tell you right now, I have to put a lot of effort into keeping up with some of the guys locally here. Adam, for example, when I first met him, the guy is pretty hard to beat. I mean, he hasn't done a lot of local or national tournaments like the Hobie and the Bassmasters, but man, I'd vouch for him. That guy is good, and I've known him since I think 2017, and I've learned a lot watching those guys and kind of his buddies, and it keeps me on my toes, man. And I think that a lot of my success, I owe it to them because they push me so freaking hard when I go to these tournaments. And I'm just like, I look at that leaderboard in the mornings and I'm like, I'll never look at a leaderboard again. These guys are already in the 90s by 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, F that.
Don't you hate that? Yeah. I freaking hate it, man. Like when I've convinced myself now that I'm not going to watch the leaderboards anymore, but I hate when I look at the leaderboard, I'm posting my first fish and it's like 8:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I decided, hey, I'm just going to hit standings and take a look. And somebody's already got like 4 fish for like 84 inches or something like that. And I'm just like, dude, where are they fishing? Are they fishing in the same place? Like, it's the same lake?
Yeah. No, I feel the same way, man. And I just put my head down and I fish hard. And I try to look. My deal for me is learning my electronics really well and just kind of doing a lot of. I don't worry too much about what's around me and try to see what everybody else is doing. I compete with myself most of the time to try to beat, what I'm trying to do, what I've done in the past. But I mean, I keep an eye on some of these guys that are really good locally and try to pick up a few things here and there to see what they do. And lately I've been having some good success doing some of these tournaments, but it's a learning experience every time I'm out there. And I'm always trying to push for that hundo, trying to push that 95 plus bag every time. As I feel like here in Texas, if you don't have a 95-inch bag, it's like you ain't getting in the money.
Mr. Helbig knows about those 95-inch bags. Yeah. I feel like every time I've seen Helbig's name on anything, he's always at 95 or above. Yeah. I'm sitting here in Virginia, and I'm just like, how are these guys already at 95 inches? Like, yeah. It's like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm finally hitting 95 inches, and you guys are getting in like the first 2 hours. I'm like, I hate Texas, but I love it, but I hate you. So Mr. Adam and Mr. Estrada probably look like they're pretty confident anglers. Look at them, man. Almost the same shades on. Mr. Estrada, I'm gonna give you the stage for a second. Introduce yourself. Make the world know who is it. Carlos?
Yeah, Carlos Estrada.
Carlos Estrada. I would like to know who Carlos Estrada is.
So I'm probably the newest bass angler out of the group. I actually was fishing out of a Vibe Sea Ghost and chasing catfish and redfish. And I linked up with Rolando at a friend's birthday party, and he said, "Hey, let's go bass fishing." And we fished a couple times, and I never even landed a keeper. And he talked me into fishing a tournament at Decker. And I caught my first keeper bass. I caught a limit, and I actually placed third in the tournament. And I've been hooked since.
Your first tournament, you placed third?
I did.
That's pretty gangster. That's pretty gangster, man. I like that.
Yeah, since then, we roll together. I fish with Adam. I fish with a lot of local guys out here in San Antonio. I fish out of a 2020 PA12 right now.
Another Hobie guy.
That Hobie guy, yeah. Once I got in one, I'll never get out of one, that's for sure.
You guys are like the BMW drivers.
Yeah, right? But that's who I am. I think I'm one of the veterans of the group. Me and Doc, I'm prior Air Force. I spent a lot of time overseas, so we got a lot in common. We chop it up about our deployments and stuff like that.
So your team has 3 vets. Elisa, are you still active?
No.
No? Okay, so your team has 3 vets. Hey, thank you guys for what you did and your sacrifice and the time y'all put into it, man. I appreciate it.
You as well. You as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and steal your name because that's the way I fish. I love to throw the jig. It doesn't leave my hand. I throw it about 80% of the time.
I'm gonna let you know to steal it. You're gonna have to beat me. So
Let's
this weekend, there's this whole call out thing going on KBBT. So if you're gonna take my name, you're gonna have to beat me.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I want to let's get into some deep and dirty thing. I want some controversy here. I want some. Who do you guys really want to beat?
Everybody.
No, I don't want no cookie cutter answer. I'm gonna start with Lisa. You tell me who you really want to beat, and tell me why, and we're gonna go down the line.
I'll tell you exactly why. It's the Lone Star Bandits, and that's because Louisiana light winds ain't nobody, and the Arkansas Hogs. My boyfriend decided to join their team, so we're not worried about them. But Lone Star Bandits.
Yes, that was the first thing I liked about Lisa.
When we beat them, then people are going to start looking at us a little differently.
Okay, so Lone Star Bandits, and the reason is because you want to take that title. Is that why?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mr. Hellbig, I don't want no cookie cutter answer, Mr. Hellbig. I want you to put all the smoke out there.
We were talking about it today with the whole KBBT call outs and this and that. We're calling out us as a team. We're calling out the Louisiana little 5 mile an hour winds or whatever they are, the Louisiana Hurricanes. We're calling them out this Saturday. Our team versus their team. How many people they put up, we'll match it. 10 fish, their waters, our waters. We're calling them out. We had a preseason matchup with them. Yeah, we had a preseason matchup and it got a little chilly. It got a little chilly, and they didn't want to fish or something like that. So we're calling them out. We want to have our preseason KFL matchup against them this Saturday, and we want to put some fish on the board and show them how.
So you heard it here from Mr. Caleb Hellbig. The Southeast Rough Riders are calling out Louisiana for this weekend's KBBT callouts. They want all the smoke, and they're bringing all the fire. So y'all need to come answer it. I need a formal answer in the comments right now from somebody from Louisiana. If you don't, then
Clinton was
what's
talking
going on.
earlier. Is he still talking now? He
Who's
was
that?
They
earlier.
backed out of 2 preseason matchups with us. Well, they backed out of the first one, and then they declined to do another one to make up for it. So
Todd Patrick said it's the Louisiana tropical depressions.
Tropical depression.
Big Moon said he's in.
Hey, yeah, Big Moon said he's in. He's good. Hey, is that you speaking for the whole team, Mr. Moon? Who lost Patron? Jim Louvier says they lost Patron. They lost. Louisiana lost 25 mile per hour of their wins. Huh. Mr. Louvier, that sounds like excuses, sir. We don't want excuses here. We want all.
No, he's not. He's Lone Star Bandit.
Oh, okay. My apologies, Mr. Louvier. John Mooney said he speaks for the whole team. It's going down. Mr. Marcus Coates and Mr. Todd Patrick, if you're listening, you need to sign that up. The Southeast Rough Riders, Louisiana, all the smoke, call out, make it happen. Mr. Rolando Nandon, you're up next, sir.
Well, I think I gotta say the Bandits, man. I had a little, I got knocked out by Jim, and so I think I'm calling out the Bandits that just pick any water this weekend and see how our bags do this weekend, because I'm getting out this weekend.
Well, hold on. Does this sound like we're doing a dual call out? So you guys want to take on Louisiana and the Bandits?
Yep. I got a score to settle with those guys. So, and it's a friendly score, right? It's nothing crazy, but I know I can.
What's on the line is the King of Texas.
Shoot, I don't know. Let me see. It's kind of caught on the spot here, so I don't know what. What do you guys?
Oh no. You don't need to say what you need to put on the line now. I'm just saying, if you're calling out the Bandits, that's the other Texas team. If I'm not correct, right? There's only two.
Yep.
Okay, so if they accept, then we'll just say the King of Texas wins this. Whoever wins is the King of Texas.
Yeah, is the King of Texas. That's fair. And
I like it. This is probably going to be if they accept, it'll be like a 200-inch plus from both of you guys. Freaking Texas.
Yeah,
all
Texas.
right, Doc. Texas is special, man. Texas is special. I've never fished any lake in Texas, but I want to fish every one of them so bad, starting with Fork.
Oh, I know, man. I love Fork. It can be good to you, and it can be bad, but it's so much pressure. But man, there's giants there, and I've been fortunate to place pretty good in the Bassmaster events that have taken place there. So, but I love that lake too.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Doc Acosta, the guy who's supposed to heal everyone, supposed to fix all wounds. I want to know who you want to wound.
Yeah, everybody's going out for the Bandits, and I think the Bandits were the first ones to, I don't know, sort of kind of ruffle our feathers a little bit, just talking so much, and really haven't backed any of it up since then. We had a preseason against the Hurricanes, and we were pumped. I mean, you got a group of individuals here that they don't care unless it's life or death situation. Nobody's going to go fishing, 40-mile-an-hour winds or lightning. Of course, we're safe too, but we'll fish in cold, rain, 110-degree weather, you name it. We're going to fish in absolutely. We don't make excuses. So we were kind of disappointed when they said it was going to be a little too cold to fish. So that kind of made us want to really get against them and get them on the water. We're all in it. We want to take it all the way to the house. I mean, if you don't have that attitude, you shouldn't be here. And I tell you what, everyone you're looking at on this screen has that attitude plus 100. We're aggressive. You got a mix of guys that just were aggressive fishermen, and everybody's laughing.
I like what you said there because they want you guys to know. They're putting you on notice. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail, they're on the water and they'll come out there and spank it.
Yeah, it don't matter.
I think we got Mr. Maccabee.
Hey, one thing people don't understand is
The Frog Master.
some big fish, but you still have to have skill to go out there and catch them. They don't jump in your kayak. So everybody says, yeah, you fish in Texas. That's why you catch such big limits and this and that. No, we get out there and catch them because we know how to fish the waters here. And we've been out there.
I'm going to agree with you on this because so many people like to say, and I'm not going to go on a rant about it, but they like to be like, KBBT, which, I bring up KBBT because that's where KFL spawned from. People who fish KBBT are just honey hole fishermen. They're just online fishermen, blah, blah, blah. Regardless of the case, you still have to go out and catch the fish.
That's right.
The fact that I don't care, you can go to the same lake 3-4 times in a row and still put up 90 plus inches makes you a hell of an angler, period. I don't care if it's just because you're so comfortable with that body of water or whatever this, that, and the third may be. If you can put up 90 plus inches consistently on your home lake or lakes that you're comfortable with, you're still a hell of an angler. Because I have lakes here that I know like the back of my hand. And I can put up fish there, and I take people with me, people who are good anglers, and they don't catch fish. Or they don't catch as many fish, or they don't catch as big a fish. And I'm like telling them, hey, put this bait in, tie this on, throw it there, do this, and they're still not catching. So regardless of the fact, man, you still have to be a great angler to catch those fish.
Exactly.
Consistently,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's an argument on both sides, of course, right? It's two different worlds. I don't have anything, I love fishing the KBT events, and they keep me, on my toes, especially against the guys here locally. But, I also try to get out to fish different waters that I'm not familiar with because, eventually I'm going to try to get out of Texas and do a couple of national events where I can get out of Texas and try to see what I can do against those big names that get out and about everywhere. But I do know that if they come into Texas, I'm going to make it hard for them to beat me. So I definitely try to learn my waters pretty good. But I know that fishing your honey hole, I get the argument they make, but like you said, you still got to catch them consistently and back-to-back weekends.
What's crazy is some of these places that they're fishing, they're calling honey holes, are like Toledo Bend. Like, how's Toledo Bend a honey hole?
I know. Yeah.
That thing's bigger than anything I got in my state. So how's that a honey hole?
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, like I said, we're not going to get into a rant about that, but I agree with you, Doc, Mr. Acosta. I want to say this real quick. Mr. Todd Patrick says he wants to hear Carlos talk some smack. He wants to hear you call out someone.
He knows I don't talk about it. I'll be about it.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first, Mr. Patrick. He don't talk about it. He be about
I'm
it.
like the little big brother that's not gonna let his big brother beat us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, Mr. Adam, who are you looking forward to beating, or who do you want? What team do you want to beat, or is there one angler that's on a team and you're like, we got to smoke them because of this? I mean, hey, let it all fly right here. Hold nothing back.
Well, I want to beat everybody in Texas, but Louisiana teams. I fish some in Louisiana. I know some of the waters over there, and there's some pretty good anglers over there. But I pretty much just want to beat everybody.
Oh, you got something in you. Come on, I need some more. I need something deeper.
Well, we added Adam a little bit late, so I'm not sure if he's familiar with all the teams too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I typically, you said you don't know who I am. It's typically I don't really do online events. I don't really do much. I don't post too much online. I pretty much just go and fish and let my fishing speak, and that's about all I do.
I like it.
See, and that's the honest truth right there, Robert, is we're coming for you. I mean, we're going to go to our away games, and we plan on kicking their butts on their own waters. I mean, we're not afraid to fish against anybody, and that's just everybody's personality. That's just all of our personalities. It's like, let's go, bring it, let's do it. Come on.
Do y'all have a matchup circled on the schedule? Which one? Or which two?
Man, I'm looking forward to just beating somebody on their own water. That's what I'm doing.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it out here. I hope they're listening. My whole team has a matchup circled on our calendar, and it's the Florida Copperheads because they're coming to Virginia to face us here.
Oh, yeah.
So I get to take out the 5'0" himself, Mr. Conrad
Benetti.
Yeah, and the rest of those Copperheads. I get to take them out myself here. I'll actually put them on some fish so they don't zero. You know what I'm saying? Go here, throw this color.
Yeah, whoever comes here is going to get spanked, and then we'll treat them to tacos.
I think it was Rolando who did the video, or he was live when he was cooking tacos. Was it you, Rolando, who was cooking tacos on the grill?
No, I think that was Kyle, wasn't it?
Kyle, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was Kyle.
It was Kyle.
I don't know who it was, but I was looking at them tacos. I was like, man, I miss the West Coast. I miss California, and I miss those tacos. I miss Texas. Oh, my God. I was watching the thing. My mouth was just watering. I actually had carne asada fries today. They were good, but they weren't carne asada fries.
Yeah.
They're Virginia carne asada fries.
Yes, sir.
So Caleb, I want to hear everyone's PB. Let's hear these PBs.
I got a 24. I got a 24 and a half, and last year I was able to put up 112 and a half in an online monthly. I think my starting fish was 22.
I'm just gonna mute you from here on out because of what you just said. You're no longer allowed to speak because you said you got a 24 and 112 and a half in a month. Gee golly, Willikers.
Yeah, man. We went out. Carlos and I went out one day, and we had between the two of us had over 200 inches, I think.
Yeah,
And
like
we hit,
212 or something.
yeah.
Why don't you go do that in Arkansas?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
My PB is 20. My PB is 24 and 3/4, and it's about 8.5 pounds.
Oh my god.
All right, I got something for you real quick. So we're doing Rolando was in the second round of a KBBT tournament, but he had sold his kayak. So he went out and fished it on a Saturday in a Pelican, $200 Pelican. Guy puts up 101 inches and fished the wrong day. So
He put up how much?
He put up 101. Was it 101, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he puts up 101. He calls me and says, "Bro, I fished the wrong day." And I said, "Man, well, let's go out there tomorrow." He said, "All right, let's do it." We went out there. I put up 101, and he put up 105 or something like that. Very next day. So we had 200 inches.
That's ridiculous. So we got 24, or was it 24 and a half, Mr. Carlos Estrada?
Yeah, I got 24 and a half.
So you got 24 and a half and like 112 in a monthly. I think it was you, Rolando, who said you had a 24.
3/4. Yep. 4 and 3/4.
What's your best monthly?
I guess my 105.
105. Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, let's hear that PB. I know you said you don't do monthlies, but what about PB length for bass?
Yeah, my PB length, I guess, would be a 23 incher that weighed 9 pounds, but I caught a 10-pound, 10-ounce a couple years ago.
It was shorter than that. Oh, you didn't?
Yeah,
you
I
didn't
did. I didn't get measurements on it. I caught it right at dusk and just took a couple pictures and let it go.
Gotcha. So 20. You said 23 and a half.
The 9-pounder that I caught was 23. I've caught some that are over 23, but they weren't fat, so I don't really consider my PB, even though it's length. I'm still kind of in the mindset that if it's going to be long, I want it to be round too.
You wanted to be round. I got you. Yeah, you came from that boat world. Like, I mean,
yeah, I did.
Not many people know. Not many people know, but like I did too. But don't tell them that. Excuse me. What about you, Doc?
I put up 105, and I'm still trying to break 23. I think I'm at 22 3/4. I'm still trying to get over 23.
Okay.
I know 22s come easy. I mean, that seems to be my number.
Did you hear what this guy said? He said 22s come easy.
They do out here. I mean, they're just. I seem to pick those off more than anything, but I cannot break that 23. It's just been killing me since last year.
Oh my God. We got a Casey Reed on our hands right here. 22s come easy. Oh my God. That's awesome that 22s come easy, man. If I had a 22 right now, I'd be in first place in my monthly for Virginia right now.
There you go.
But instead I'm in third with 105 and a half.
They're out there.
Dang, that's pretty respectable though. 105 is good for Virginia.
I mean, 105 ain't bad, you know.
That's
I
good.
do this. I work. I do this. People don't know. People don't know, but I actually know how to fish just a little bit. But we're not talking about me. Mr. Helbig?
You know, I don't know for the entire month. I feel like I've done a few, but I mean, other than outside of tournaments, I know I put up 110 in a month, and I don't know how much higher I've gone, but I feel comfortable saying I put up 110 a month, and my biggest is I think it's either 23.5 or 23.5. I'm still searching for that 24 plus. It's gonna come one day.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm with you.
This summer, it's going.
My goal this year was for a Virginia. Let me specify a Virginia 10-pounder and a 24-inch fish. I want a 2-footer. I've never caught a 2-footer. Well, maybe in the boat world when we didn't do length, but whatever.
I think I'm gonna have to steal that from you, man. I think I'm gonna have to just say that's a 2-footer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll put that on the hat.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, what you got?
Nowhere near these guys. My month long, I don't remember. I haven't done a monthly in so long. is like 95 inches or something like that. And then it may be a little higher than that. And then my personal best in weight is 5 pounds, 11 ounces. But that was before I was kayak fishing and I didn't have a length on her. But 22, I think, is the longest that I've actually measured out. There's a lot of times that I go fishing and I don't have my board or I don't have my scale or the batteries are dead in my scale. So
there's nothing wrong with that. Don't listen to Mr. Doc Acosta when he says 22s are easy. It's not real. It's not a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a real thing if your name is not Doc.
So it's coming.
It's coming.
Hey,
It's coming.
Mr. John Mooney. Mr. John Mooney wants you guys to know.
I'm retired and I get to pre-fish a lot. You know, and
Yeah,
I think
his
that's one
wife
of the
starts him
things.
coffee in bed every morning. So
Mr. John Mooney wants you guys to know that his personal best is 25 and a quarter, and y'all better be trembling.
25 and a quarter. How many is that the only one that he's
That's
caught over
just
20?
one. That's
Is that
one.
his only one over 20?
That's one.
'Cause-
That was 3 years ago.
Because last month I had like 23 20s.
Yeah.
Here comes Mr. Rolando Nanda talking about 23 20s in a month. Come on, dude. We need to move Virginia to the state of Texas. Pick it up and move it there.
It's all part of the smack talk, man. We're doing.
Yeah.
It's awesome. That's awesome. Mr. Scott Robinson said his personal best is 25.75. Everybody who's speaking on 25 or 24 and bigger, just stop talking because I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because I don't have a 24.
no, I was there to see that one, and you know how mad I was because he doesn't go out and fish with me very often. And he caught I think it was like a 22 right before that. And then like 3 minutes later, he caught this 25.75. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, and then he's like, let's go home.
That's awesome.
We weren't there probably an hour.
You go home after
Yeah,
you
that's-
catch 25.
That's nice, man. That's a good day right there. That's for sure.
Adam, if you caught a 12, would you go home?
No, I try to catch another one.
Oh well. That's what makes Adam the man that he is. All right.
It is.
Adam's the man.
Because I would catch 25 and be like, all right, I'm not gonna beat this today, so I'm just gonna go home. I'm good.
If you catch a big
Pull a
one,
cush-
that just makes your next goal or your next fish to be bigger than that one.
Bigger than that one.
True. I'm still waiting to break my actual weight PB. I don't know if it'll
Adam
ever-
comes from behind, man. Adam kicked our butts last year. He won the classic for cats, and I don't know, what were you sitting on that first day? You were sitting in like third or fourth, or what was it?
Sixth on the first day.
Six. And man, and we were all. What's that? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, JR is commenting in the comments, but he's not on here. So what?
He
JR.
doesn't have a good signal, he said.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna let you off this time, Mr. Markaby. Go ahead and finish what you're saying, sir. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I was just saying, Adam's a sleeper, man. He'll come in and he'll take it from where you right from underneath your feet, and he did that to us at the classic. I was in contention to win it. Second day, I couldn't perform the second day, and so was like two other people, and Adam was pretty consistent. I can say that Adam's probably he's the quietest one, but he's probably the one you have to watch out for the most.
Well, it's usually always the quiet ones you need to watch out for. That's usually the case.
Like
You see
we were
that
saying
smirk he just
earlier.
did right there? It wasn't even a full smirk. He gave us partial smirk to let you know, yeah, y'all right. Y'all right.
I'm gonna go back and like we were saying earlier, Texas, these tournaments that he's talking about cats and Southeast Texas Trail and everything. It's those tournaments is probably some of the only tournaments you can have 95, 96 inches and come in 5th and 6th place.
Well, the last one that was at Fayette, the Cats one, wasn't it like 20 places were in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
think
it's
I had
just
94 at 10th.
yeah. You if you're not catching 20s and getting up into the 100s, you're not making first, second, or third. I mean, if you're in the mid to low 90s, you're 6th on down. If you're in the 80s, you're in 20th place. So, I mean, anybody who's competitive and wants to win, they know they got to break hundreds. That's just the mentality when you hit the water.
Hey, Adam, did you fish the NC last year?
Nope.
No,
The
no
last
issue.
national tournament I did was the Tournament of Champions before it turned into the Hobie Series. That was at 4.
Got you. Hey, not to talk trash about any trail, but I want to bring something up real quick because I'm not talking trash. But I love how Hobie calls their championship the Tournament of Champions, but not everybody there won a Hobie event.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't get it. I mean, I fish Hobie events. Well, I used to. I don't fish them anymore, but the only reason is because I don't have a pedal drive. So at Seminole this year, I did Seminole this year, and I think I paddled like total of like 18 miles, and I was like, this is the last time I do it until I get a pedal drive. I'm done with it until I get a pedal drive. I mean, I love Hobie. They put on a great tournament. They put on a great series. They put on great tournaments, and I will fish them again whenever Bonafide comes out with a pedal drive, if they ever decide to come out with a pedal drive. So, I mean, we hit the hour mark, but this is going pretty good. I don't know, you guys good? We talking? We good? We good to go? So,
I got a little bit.
speak on how you guys got your sponsors. Like, who went out and did the legwork for that, and who are your sponsors? Team sponsors, that is.
I'll go ahead and talk on. So I coached Little League. I don't know if you saw my kids around. I coached a Little League team, and 43 Realty, Kevin Rogers, his son was on my team, and I ended up buying a house from him. We became good friends. He sponsors me personally, and he decided to sponsor our whole team. I actually got picked up on the pro staff with Rolando for Outdoor Alphas, and they're a local store here in San Antonio that carry the dopest bass gear. I mean, they got everything Academy and Bass Pro, don't carry, from Mega Bass, to Reaction Innovation. They carry the big swim baits. They carry the big reels, the big rods. So those are our two sponsors. They're both out of San Antonio. If you're looking for a house, reach out to, Kevin Rogers at 43 Realty, because he's definitely taking care of us. And if you're in the San Antonio area, come down to Outdoor Alphas and get yourself some decent gear.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Do you know my boy Albert from iSnag?
Yeah, we all do.
You all know Albert?
Yeah.
That's my dude right there. I like Albert. He's cool. He's cool. What about what's the other dude's name? Skinny Water Boys.
Manny.
Manny, yeah. Y'all know Manny too?
Yeah.
I need to see y'all in some of their videos, bro. Come on, make it happen.
Yeah, we need to, man. Those guys catch some big fish in them rivers, that's for sure.
It's crazy.
Yep.
That's why I'm like, I need to get down to fish the lakes and the rivers in Texas, because apparently if there's water, there's a big 25-inch fish in it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
most of our
awesome, man.
sponsors, most
So
of
you
our
guys have
sponsors
two
are
sponsors?
friends.
Okay.
Yeah, they're family, friends, people that believe in us and want to put their name on it. So, just quick, if any sponsor out there listening to this, you got a group of serious, ready to win it all individuals on this team. So feel free to send Lisa a line if you want to sponsor us.
Hey, no, real talk. Like, this team is pretty stacked. I just want to be honest. This team is pretty stacked with good anglers.
Hey, I want to say one thing that our team did. We haven't posted about it yet, but we actually all pitched in money, lures, reels, old gear, stuff we weren't using, stuff that was new to us that we hadn't opened yet. And we shipped it to El Paso, Texas, to a 12-year-old kid named Nicholas Diaz. He's a Little League football player, and he's got a single mom, and he's trying to get into fishing. And we set him up. I think we sent him 3 reels, 1 combo, and probably 20 baits, just to get him started. And I talk to him weekly, and I help him out and set up his stuff. And hopefully one day he'll be a rough rider as well.
Hey, I love that. That's awesome. Hey, real talk, everybody who's watching right now, what was the kid's name again?
Nicholas Diaz.
Nicholas Diaz. Big Nick, hit up Carlos or anybody from the Rough Riders, and if you got some plastics or you got some reels or rods hanging around, hit up Carlos and get the contact information. Let's get this kid set up, man. I mean, it's the future of our bass fishing world, the future of fishing. Period.
Yes,
right
that's
here.
awesome. Man. Thank you guys for doing
right
that.
there.
That's awesome.
There it is.
The future of bass
That is the
fishing.
future right there. He looks just like you.
That's my mini me.
You did a little smile. He did the same smile with you. Both of you tilted your head the same way. That was. I feel like y'all rehearsed that.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate that, Carlos. That's big, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
That's the kind of team we are.
Yep.
That is
Sure.
legit awesome. So, what do you guys think about the whole live format? Because I think when we first talked, not like us, as in I'm talking to you guys, but when the team and Greg's first talk, we talked about recording and sending it in, and them editing and getting stuff. And now we're doing live. So, what do you guys think about it being live while you're on the water?
I mean,
Excuse me.
I like it. I like the live deal. So I always like having that low camera. Just got to make sure you got your battery pack going there so you can have that phone going. But
Yeah,
I
you gotta
like
have that battery pack. You gotta
Yep.
have that battery pack. Because
I like the live. It puts an element of keeping individuals honest. Not to say, I mean, that's one of the things I like about KBBT is there's guys out there that are sportsmen, and you don't really have to worry about some of the stuff you hear around the kayak fishing. At least I don't, because it seems like everybody competes in KBBT is pretty solid. But it does add that element of keeping you honest when you're live. So
yeah,
I like it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I like
It also adds an element of being nervous. 'Cause
Oh,
you feel
yeah.
like you feel like you have to catch one.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing it, I was always speeding. Like I'm fishing, and everything I was doing faster because I felt like I gotta hurry up and catch a fish. I gotta hurry up and catch a fish.
Everybody
Not
sees
so
your
much
blunder.
now, but yeah. Hopefully everybody remember to for the guys, everybody remember to turn off the camera or the live when it's time for Mother Nature to kick in. Because I know for a fact during a couple preseason games and they had to sit in the recordings, people forgot to turn off their cameras.
Bacon and turkey with cheese.
that's funny.
Hey man, that's why we do preseason, right? We got to work out all the kinks and find out all
Work
the
'em
things
all
that are
out,
working.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Lisa.
Oh, don't worry about that.
She's heard words from us.
I
Hey,
pee
do
in
you
my
guys-
dive holes. So
Do you got? I don't know your schedule, but do you guys face? Is it Arkansas? What team is Marcus Coates on?
he's on the Bandits.
He's on the Bandits. Yep.
Oh yeah. Y'all gotta spank that ass.
It's
all right?
him, Jim Levere, Soup,
Oh, I like Jim.
Rockelman,
I like Jim.
Isham,
I like Jeff too.
and there's one more, right?
I mean, I like Marcus too, but I mean,
Yeah, Marcus is my boy. I love Marcus. Marcus and I have been friends for quite a while. I love him, but I'm gonna have to.
I
Have
like
to spank him.
Marcus too. I like Marcus
he's
too,
not
but
gonna
I want Marcus. I want y'all to kick his teeth in. I want you to rearrange his jawline. All right,
Smack
Adam,
him
you hear
with the
me,
live
Adam?
fish.
You hear me, Adam? Mr. Sit back and just let my fishing show. Well, let your fishing rearrange his facial features.
That's it.
I'll try.
You heard it here first, Marcus. Adam's gonna try, and look at his face. That means he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So, for you guys, you would say that Lone Star's your rival, I guess, or is it Louisiana? Because
No, it's Lone Star Bandits, but I just don't see, like, with our team, the way that they fish. I mean, the Bandits have some good fisher anglers on there, but we have a stacked team, and our team, we're like, we talk all the time. We have great camaraderie. We just really like to be together and talk, and we haven't been
Share
able to
information.
all be up together at one time, but we're trying.
So, without giving up too much, right? What did you guys learn from your preseason match?
We didn't have one.
They backed out on us.
That's why we're calling out.
Oh, that's
the
right. You said the
Hurricanes.
weather. They backed
Yeah.
out on you.
Yeah.
So, all right. So since you didn't have one, I'm gonna give you some tidbits from my preseason match. First off, Mr. Greg Nosar beat us himself. The fishing's terrible if Greg beats my whole team. Greg caught a limit, and his limit was bigger than everything my whole team put up. It was with the same bait, and he fished the same 150-yard stretch, just back and forth for 8 straight. I'm sorry, I'm a little sore about it. We're gonna move past that. Anyway, one, communication's key is one thing we learned, and it's good communication because I know for me, I found myself listening to what my teammates were telling me because we all had radios. We went out there, everybody had a radio. And they would say, you know, one would send me a picture, say, hey, I caught my fish in the grass in 3 foot on a blah. You know what I did? Because I was having such a terrible day, I went to the grass in 3 foot and threw blah. And I'm like, that's not how you use that information. Not at all. That was the big thing that I learned. It's being able to effectively use the information that your teammates are giving you, because just because they caught it on this in this scenario doesn't mean that you're going to catch it on that where you're at in that scenario. Maybe, you know, you should take one thing from what they said. Hey, 3 foot grass. Maybe I should take that away, or maybe I should take away the bait that he used. But anyway, that was a big thing that I learned, and that when we talked about it afterwards, that we learned as a team.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that since you guys didn't.
One of the cool things about this team right here is you have individuals that have so much knowledge. You got top seed anglers, but you don't have anybody on this team who is so hard-headed and so cocky that's going to say, you know what, I'm not going to listen to you. I know what's better. We all listen to each other. We know that there's anglers on this team that are just a lot better than some of us, and nobody's so close-minded that's going to say, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to do what I do. No, we communicate very, very, and it's been like that since day one. Isn't that right, Lisa? I don't think there's been a day since we formed this team that we don't message on Facebook Messenger about something, even if it's just something goofy.
Hey, JR wants you to know he's digging the jersey. And Scott Robertson said Lisa is hard-headed, Doc. All right.
Whatever. Only with him. Don't
Only with him. Well, she's supposed to be with him. My wife says anything.
One thing I can say, though, you know, I do a lot of video watching and stuff like that. And I don't like knowing what baits people are using, because I can go out there and throw the same bait in the same body of water in the same area, and I will never, ever, ever catch a fish. So I quit doing that. I mean, I might go out there and do the same area or the same depth or whatever, but I do my own baits.
Well, that's a perfect example of what I was just talking about, and that's how I was messing up when my preseason match was, because when they would say, hey, they caught him on this, doing this, I would go do that. And I'm like, no, man, you're not fishing your strength, man. Go figure it out, fish your strength. Maybe just take a piece of the information they gave you or whatnot. Mr. Todd Patrick, I guess he missed it. So can you guys tell us what your home lakes are again?
We have Decker, Choke Canyon, and Canyon Lake.
So, Todd, that's Decker, Short Canyon, and what was the last one?
Choke Canyon.
Choke Canyon, correction, and Canyon Lake. Got it. Decker, Choke Canyon, and Canyon
All they
Lake.
need to know is any team that's coming from out of state is going to have problems on them.
Todd doesn't know any of those lakes anyway, so I don't know why he's asking.
Rodney said you guys are doing great. The interviews are great, so keep it up, guys. Especially you, Caleb.
Hey. Thanks, Rodney.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they're gonna need some big bags out of those lakes, man, because we got some pretty experienced people that can fish those lakes pretty good. So
Bradley Cannon said they're all 8 hours away. Y'all should be called the Southwest Texas Rough Riders.
That's home of Texas. I'm Southeast Texas, and even our home lakes, I got to drive 4 hours to get to.
Really?
Texas is a big state. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I think so. I think Adam, Carlos, and myself are in San Antonio, and anytime we have to go do a tournament, it's at least an hour and a half plus, pretty much for the most part.
That's crazy. I just wouldn't fish. I'm sorry. I don't like driving.
Yeah, I'm driving about 2.5 hours, except to Decker. And Decker's an hour and a half to me.
Hopefully that's not where you got to go to fish. That's just where you got to go for the tournaments.
No, we go to fish. Driving
you
ain't no
dri-
thing to us. We're used to
So
it.
if you
We'll-
just
we'll
want to
drive
go out
anywhere.
if you just want to go out on a Saturday afternoon, you going to fish, you got to drive an hour and a half.
I don't have to, but we choose to because
That's
those are the
my
way to
point.
go. Yeah, I mean,
You choose
I
use
got
it.
I got a lake in my backyard that's 2 minutes away. Stillhouse Lake. It's a great lake. Everybody knows about it, but I'd rather go down there and learn something new, like on a different lake. And as a matter of fact, I'm driving 2.5 hours to go fish another lake. Just because it's a great lake and it's a lot of fun.
So now I'm going to ask you guys a really tough question, and it's a really tough question, to be honest with you. It's something we do. So I'm active duty in the Navy, and I'm a chief, right? So when we go through initiation season, this is probably one of the questions. This is one of the questions we ask our prospective chiefs. So who's your weakest link?
Oh shit, that is a hard question.
No, I'll answer that.
In here.
I'm gonna be honest and come out. One of the main reasons that I'm not the captain anymore is months ago I had a little health issue, and I talked to the team about it and told them what was going on and everything, and I just didn't think I was going to do them justice as captain, and that's when we decided that Lisa would be the best candidate to take it over. And I'm not to say I'm out of the water on that. So, they're kind enough to allow me to still be part of the team, even though it's kind of, I can be there, but I'm going to do my best to be there. And they all know that. So I'm going to say right now, as far as scheduling and stuff like that, I would be the weakest link, because everybody here that you see is 1,000% committed. They're going to be like, hey, I can make it to this lake, but I can't make it to this one because I got BASS going on or I got something. But you got no shortage of individuals to say, you can count on me. I'm going to be there. Earlier in the season, I saw teams that were having problems putting together 3 guys to be on a lake. It's not a problem on this team. We got guys, anglers are going to be like, I will be there. So I would say, as far as, hey, kind of suspect, let's ask Doc if he can, but have a backup.
Well, so not to discount what you're saying, but that's part of the reason why we came up with the whole alternate thing, right? So that it makes sense. You know what I'm saying, Doc? I'm more
That's
so
what I am.
talking about as an angler. This is the tough question, right? Because now you're not individuals anymore, right? It's KFL, you're a team. So any good team knows its weakest links and its strongest links. So I want to know.
Think of one. I think.
Well, I think he wants to know, like, fishing wise, like, who's the strongest angler, right? Is that what you're asking?
No, who's the weakest?
But yeah,
I'm
in this
asking
case,
both,
the weakest.
strongest and the weakest. I'm asking both.
Marcus Coates.
If I had to guess, man,
who was that? Was that you, Caleb? Was that you, Caleb?
What they say? I may agree with them. Who they say?
I heard a cough. I heard a Marcus Coates.
Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah, who? Marcus Coates? Who?
Man, oh man.
No, we're
I'm
all
sorry,
a
that was
bunch
funny.
of a bunch of good anglers, and I think that's what's great about our team is we have anglers that can do better. They may be better at certain lakes, better at certain situations than other anglers can, and we're pretty well balanced with the team as far as being able to handle any type of body of water and any type of fishing situation. And
yeah, I think a lot of us have. We all have river experience. We know how to fish current. We know how to fish clear water. Muddy water. I mean, muddy water is kind of easy, in my opinion. Dirty water is easy to fish. So if you
I know Doc tried to take the weakest link part, but I go ahead and say, as far as not knowing bodies of water, that probably got to go to me because I'm not from this area.
Yeah.
So we go somewhere. I fish a lot of lakes blind. I still am able to catch fish, but I do have to take my time to figure it out just because of the unfamiliarity of the area. So I would say that's my weakest link on even myself.
I don't stray from any tournaments, and I'll go in blind anywhere. But I'm just not from this area, so I do see a lot of lakes for the first time, maybe a tournament. I moved here from Las Vegas, Nevada, and there wasn't no fishing out there besides Lake Mead, and I wasn't into bass fishing, so I would say as far as fishing different bodies of water, that'd probably be me, but I ain't scared, that's for sure.
You got to go on his Facebook page and look at all the hogs he posts.
Yeah.
He's a fast learner.
Big fish catching up that boat.
You can't be scared. You're a Southeast Texas Rough Rider. You can't be scared with that name. I'm just letting you guys know. You guys have probably one of the dopest names out there. So you can't be scared with your name at all.
Nope.
I don't know who said it, but yeah, everybody has their own strengths. We're all really strong at something, which makes us a great team. I would probably say that I'm the weakest link, just because, I don't go out there and catch 20s like Caleb every night on Conroe, and every time I see these guys go out and they just throw up 20s like it's nothing, and I haven't caught one yet this year.
Actually, don't shortchange Doc. He throws up 22s like they're nothing. All right.
Well, they all do.
I got one in my pocket right now.
I think it was Mooney that said it in the comments earlier. Caleb, he'll go out there and bed fish 364 days out of the year. And he fishes a lot of clear water. I do a lot of shallow water, obviously dirty water. Caleb does a lot of offshore. Adam, I don't really know Adam at all. So he came onto our team. Rolando and JR and Carlos all vouched for him. And so we added him on, and he's part of the team.
I told you about taking information.
Doc and Kyle are alternates, and the only reason is Doc volunteered to be an alternate, and Kyle, he can only commit to one lake. So, other than that, we all have our own strengths.
Got you. And before we get off here, I want to ask you guys, barring yourselves, your own team, if there is one, you don't have to have one. Is there a team that you say is a favorite to win this thing?
Not us, though. Like, we can't say ourselves.
You can't say yourself, Lisa. I know, that's why I said it, because I know Lisa. I know you. You would have been like Southeast Texas Rough Riders.
It's just, you mean like the whole thing out of all KFL?
So, do you think there's a favorite right now to win it all?
Nope.
I'm not familiar with everybody that's on every team, but
it's a new way of fishing. This is going to be kind of the test for it, to see how a 10 fish bag works out, and fishing on unfamiliar waters. It's up in the air, and like I said, I know we're not supposed to pick our team, but with the team that we have, I don't know how anybody can take us lightly.
Caleb, you? No favorite?
I
don't know. Run. How many teams are there? I can't even remember.
19.
You're gonna put the.
I mean, there's only 2 teams in Texas, and it's going to be one of them.
Only one real team, though.
Right.
Oh.
So
I'll say
one team in Texas is going to be one of them. Well,
I was going to say, I think the two Texas team matchups are going to be both very high scoring. I think there's a chance they could be some of the highest scoring both teams matches.
Absolutely.
And I think that would be something. I mean, regardless of the turnout, to be able to have a battle at that high of a score.
I don't remember. Like I don't think we have a Georgia team, but I'm pretty sure after this first season, there probably will be a Georgia team.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think there'll be a lot of teams from other states are going to see how awesome this is and how much fun it is and everything. And next season is going to be crazy.
Next season is going to be, but it's up to us that way, man.
Yeah,
it's up to us to make this thing take off and take off like a rocket. Good, man. This format is just so fun. It's so exciting. Haven't done it. Well, I did the preseason. When I tell you our preseason match, man, it was a ball from the before until after the match. It was a ball, man. Like the camaraderie, just sitting there having beers, chop with the guys. And then when we got to the ramp, it was all business. Like the night before, everybody was friends. We were drinking beers. We're having a great. When we got to the ramp, everybody locked in, just like, hey, your team's over there, man. Why are you over here?
Yeah.
You know, I did go the Arkansas and the Bandits matchup. I actually went with Scott to Welsh. It was my first time on that lake, but I caught more fish than all the Arkansas team put together. So,
well,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
You see that? That's shots fired right there.
Yeah.
Adam's
That's
like, I got your back, girl. We good.
Yeah,
I got
that was a direct hit right there.
Yeah. Hey, so before we get off here, do you guys have any sponsors, any people you like to thank? You know, here's your moment to say thank you, or say what you say, or let you know what sponsors you have. Let the sponsors who are watching know, hey, you can come sponsor us.
I'll say really quick, man. Outdoor Alpha's tackle shop here in San Antonio. They support me and they give me a great discount on a lot of the tackles. So definitely thanks to those guys. And J-Rod Custom Rods and Repairs. He gets me some custom rods built. My jerkbait rod, which has been tremendous and a big key player in most of my tournaments lately. And of course, the wife who lets me go to these events. So
absolutely, man.
Where's the like that? Babe, come here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's bringing his wife into the mix. Y'all
Yeah, I
want to
thank all of these people right here.
Hi.
Hi.
My family's my biggest supporter. I mean, I love our sponsors, Outdoor Alphas. What? Gosh, you're gonna have to.
43 Realty too.
Yeah, I mean, they're awesome for coming on board and taking a chance and doing what they do for us. But my family, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to be out on the water. They support me 100%. If you ask my kids, what does Daddy do?
For a living.
What is that?
Fishing. Fishing.
You know, and
nice.
yeah, you know, it's they support me 100%, and that's what gets me out there.
Nice. Caleb?
Well, I'll go next then.
Okay, Lisa.
You know, of course, our sponsors for everything that they've done for us, because they've been amazing. But, you know, Scott Robertson, he has Southwest Custom Rods, and he builds all my rods. And, you know, I couldn't do it without him, just because he basically rigs my kayaks 90% of the time. And he just helps me with a lot of other things that I just don't do. So, and he puts up with me and watches the dogs and lets me go fishing for many hours at a time. So,
Nice. Okay, got you. Anyone else? What we got?
Yeah, same here. I'm with Rolando on that pro staff team for Outdoor Alphas, and 43 Realty. Like I said, my buddy Kevin Rogers out here. When I first met him, I had like 4 fishing rods, and he's a big reason I rock like 20 rods now. He's funded me, he supports me, and of course my family. I got 2 daughters that kayak fish with me as well. They'll be 10 and 8 this year, and they love going out there with me. They're pretty beasts. They both have 3 and 4 pounders as their PBs, so they're coming up. And of course, my wife, she lets me get on the water a lot for having 2 kids. So I appreciate her. I love her. I love her with all my heart. And yeah, that's my biggest sponsor right there is my family as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Estrada and the Estrada family. What you got, Adam?
Of course, I want to thank the sponsors of our team, Outdoor Alphas. I feel bad to source here in San Antonio, and I keep saying I need to go over there, and I never make it over there, but I'm going to pretty soon, hopefully. Personally, I've got a few companies that have been with me for going on, I guess, 10 years now. Fringe Bait Company, or Fringe Tackle. He used to make some custom swim baits over on Tackle Warehouse for a while. He has since retired from doing that, but still hooks me up with some custom baits. I'm with Kissel Rods. I've been with them for a few years now. And then Stanton Lures they're up there right on the banks of Fort now. So whenever I go up there, I get to stop by there and hang out and get some pretty cool stuff. And then, of course, can't do this without the lovely girlfriend over here. Maybe soon to be wife, maybe. Yeah. She's cooking me dinner.
I like
right
what you
now.
did there. Yeah. I like what you did there, Adam.
She takes care of our son while I'm gone in the tournaments, and I couldn't do it without her. So.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Caleb, your floor.
Well, I'm with Tide Rods. They got some awesome fishing rods made here in Conroe, Houston, Texas area. So love their stuff, and I got in trouble for not saying it last time, but only family I've got really is my dog, and my parents watch him. I go out and chase these tournaments around, things like that. So I couldn't do it without them watching the dog and chasing and doing that for me. And then, of course, the team sponsors for what they've done for us and helping us chase this dream down.
All right. So I want to thank all of you for coming on. It's been actually pretty easy show to, I guess, quote unquote host. It's been a great conversation. Good topics. Last thing I want to ask, and I want to hear from everyone, is prediction for your first matchup, what the score will be. Starting with Lisa.
Well, I won't be fishing that one. We have, let's see. So I'm trying to think of who's fishing it. I don't. It's 10 fish, right?
10 fish. Yep.
Yeah.
Let me see. She's doing math right now. She's trying to figure it out. So if we have a 22-inch average,
I mean, it's going to have to be what, 220 inches to
pretty much
maybe 75.
There is no amendment.
220 to 75.
Yeah, I don't think Louisiana's not going to do very well on this lake.
Gotcha. So 220 to 75 is Lisa's prediction.
And not put that in the comments. I wouldn't do very well on this lake either. It's a very hard lake to fish. So.
Yep. Wait, is this Fairfield?
No, this is Canyon.
Oh, Canyon. Oh yeah.
I need somebody to post that in the comments so that we have proof that of Lisa's prediction.
It's tough
Caleb,
lake.
what you got?
I don't know. I
I'm
need
kind of
a.
in the same boat as Lisa. I'm not fishing. I'm not fishing the first one, Canyon. I don't know much about the lake. I know these guys have it down pretty good. I think it's going to be close to 100. I'm sorry, 200 for our team. I think Louisiana's going to struggle, but I'm looking forward to the next one, which is Fairfield. And I think that's going to be both teams over 200, extremely close matchup. I'm looking forward to that one.
J.R. Mockaby thinks it's going to be 160 to 170 for the latter team.
Favor.
I'm assuming he's saying the 160 is Texas is you guys' score.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's our home lake, so we would be the second one. Okay.
Yeah. So 160 is Louisiana, and then 170 will be you guys. That's what he predicts. What you got?
Yeah,
Doc?
that sounds about right.
Doc, what's your prediction?
It's a tough lake. I've never fished it, but I've been researching it since we've made it one of our home lakes. And everybody I talk to says it's tough. You have to know the lake in order to get on it. So I'm going to say, it's going to be for us, the anglers that are fishing. I'm going to say into the 180s, maybe 190s. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit the 200 mark. They're going to struggle. I'm going to say 105, if that, 105, 110 for them.
Okay.
You're not going to have the time to get out there and try to figure it out.
No.
John Mooney thinks 184 to 165 Hurricanes for the win.
No.
I got 20
Hey,
on
John.
that, Mooney. I got 20 on that.
Hey, John, we've been on this for an hour and 36 minutes, and that's the first time Adam smiled. So you just made Adam smile, bro. Adam, what do you think? What do you think the score is going to be?
It is a really tough lake. I fished it a lot, and I mean, getting 10 20s is going to be really tough. But I could see us getting to the 170, 180s. But I also, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't find those little key things, those little tidbits, it's going to be hard to break 150 for them.
So you're thinking 180 to 150.
Yeah.
Okay.
I second that. That's what I think too.
You think the same thing, Rolando?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I fished that lake as well, and it's not easy, but they're there. It's just it's gonna come down to them knowing how to fish that type of body of water, because I don't want to give too much and give them a little bit of a heads up.
Don't give them anything. Don't give them nothing. Carlos, what you think, bro?
I think if they have a good day, they'll put up 130 to our 175, 180.
Okay, so right around the same. So we're going to call it on average 185 to 140 on average.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here. 185 to 140 for the home team, the Southeast Texas Rough Riders. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys coming on and making this an easy show to do. You guys are all awesome. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Well, yep. See you later.
All right, so that was the Southeast Texas Rough Riders, man. They're very confident. They got a lot of hammers on the team. They know what they're doing. They pick their lakes purposefully, and they have some grudges to pick. Thank you for tuning in to KBBT tonight. Don't know what the next team we're going to bring on is, but this is going to be a hard one to beat. So whatever the next team is that comes on, make sure you have an A game on, because those Southeast Texas Rough Riders were on their A game. And this was an hour and 38 minute and 45, 46, 47, 48 second broadcast. All right, we signing off. Holla at y'all.